always look so cross-eyed. Do I have a lazy eye? Ugh, Jesus. I've been watching Dexter, and let me tell you, shit is so real right now. I cannot stand it. It is just too out of the ordinary. I have already started season 8, and I just don't even know what my life is all about. So, to give a bit of a recap, let's start with this. Season 7. Deb finds out about Dexter. Really about Dexter. How he's a killer and kind of like, well, let me use my psychology here. He's not crazy. He's like, he has a conscience somewhere, but it's mostly conditioned in some other things. I think that Dexter actually is a very special character. I'm going to refrain from saying good, and I'm going to refrain from saying bad. Let's just stay somewhere in the middle. Dexter manages to find love, despite all of this. And so he's got a hot piece, right? Hannah McKay, who is a convicted killer, who has a very sketchy past as well, and they connect over this, and it's just for real love, not like Lumen love, which is some fake shit, take advantage of Dexter, and then, you know, completely like, get rid of your dark passenger overnight, whatever. Eventually Dexter's like, I don't know what's going on, because he had this really like weird exchange with Deb. I don't want to ruin everything. He has a weird exchange with Deb, and he's like, I need to kill somebody, because this is how it calms me down. So he's driving, he goes to this bar, he follows Circo, who is in the bar. Turns out they're just there. He buys him a drink, and they sit down and they talk. And somewhere during their conversation, I hear in the background, lullfully just sort of wilting by, a bossa nova song. And I'm thinking to myself, it's all coming together. It was a longer scene, but it felt short when I saw it the first time because I was just so into it. I had a craziest optimal experience of my life, and it was wonderful. Let's talk about bossa nova music for one fucking second, right? It is a Brazilian style of music, has its roots in jazz. It is mostly derived from samba. It became very popular in the 50s and 60s, and the themes of these kinds of songs are mostly about longing, love, wistfulness. I would consider or compare like a bossa nova theme kind of song to like the thoughts one has just as they're waking up in the morning, right? The thoughts you have as you're waking up in the morning. For example, today I was supposed to be at work at 9. I didn't get there till like an hour later because I was too busy like screwing around on my phone, listening to music, and having wistful bossa nova thoughts. I totally saw what they were doing with that, and I was like, this is just so awesome. I'm forever indebted to Dexter. That is a very smart move, and I don't really think I've noticed anything like that happen before in an episode of Dexter. By the way, non sequitur. I love how Dexter has these moments where he's just like, I think because he's been so hurt early on in life, pain is all he knows, right? He tries to, he makes a conscious decision to disassociate himself from his feelings. I'm starting to think now that I'm into the season 8 of the show, that Dexter isn't as much of a psychopath as he'd like to think. But I think that when Dexter has these moments where he's like talking to people, at first he's like allowing himself to connect, and then all of a sudden he sort of pulls back by saying something like, wouldn't you have done the same thing? Wouldn't you have killed someone that you love? I wouldn't have done anything that you wouldn't do. And Isaac Circo was like, yeah, but you haven't been in love. They're talking about how, you know, maybe we should just screw this whole thing, cancel it, you know what I mean? You can go live somewhere, Argentina, influence from what's-her-face, Hannah McKay, or just, you know, let's just forget it all, you know, and Isaac is like, nah man, I'm gonna kill you, and then he like pulls up some cash and he pays for his beer, but Dexter like does this little thing where he's like, don't shoot me here, except not really, he just sort of jumps. So I just thought that was a really great decision, in this music, that bossa nova song in the background is just taking us there, you know what I mean? There was such a like, when I got it, you know, so. Oh my gosh, Dexter. Yes, print. Mercenaries, revolution babies, if you don't want to. Did I screw this up? No, I didn't.